Okay, good evening, parents. Welcome to the DSA orientation. We are running this so that you're clear on the program. I'm going to take you through a presentation which will talk about the company a little bit so you'll get an idea on what the company is about, what all we do, then about the people who founded the company, our history. Then I'll take you through the whole program design, the program, what are the highlights of the program, expectations. Hopefully, 99% of your questions would be answered by the time I'm done. If you have any burning questions, my only request is to put it on the chat. If it's a question which Mahesh can answer, he'll answer back to you immediately. Otherwise, if you can just hold on to your questions till the end, that would be great because then most of the questions would have been answered and then I can take a one-on-one. So don't worry about that. I'm just going to share my screen and then we'll begin. Okay, great. I think you can see my screen now. So this is the Deep Sea Adventure orientation. This is for the program leaving on Saturday, right? We have 17 registrations overall in it. That's a mix of the scuba diver and the open diver. I will explain the differences between the two also. And I'll also take you through the dive form, which you would have received today morning, which has to be filled for the license to be generated for these kids. So I'm just going to start now. Okay. First, about Inme, right? The company has five verticals in itself, right? We have one, which is Inme, which is what is the summer and the winter programs for the children between the 9 to 17 age group. This is what we call the retail program. This is more of a stranger group. So it's one of the most uh, program which is very impactful and we see a lot of changes in the children because when they come for this, which is what the retail program or the B2C, where any child from the age group of 9 to 17 is going to be coming from different areas, getting to understand how to adapt to different kind of behavior patterns, different type of people, opening up, getting out of the comfort zone. All those things are much more impactful when they come for the summers. Then we have Inme for schools, which are we have graded life skills curriculum over there. So starting from grade 4 going up to grade 12, each year we focus on a different program, different life skill. It could start from, say, courage, where we are teaching them how to be independent, how to have self-worth, be empathetic, going up to cooperation, leadership, goal setting, and decision making. So for the INVI for schools, the difference is it can be a shorter duration program depending on the school availability. Also, because it's not a stranger group, it's a known group. So children already know each other. So the ice breaking is not required and the adaptability obviously goes down a little bit. But they do learn a lot about each other and themselves while they're on the program. By the way, I forgot to tell you, INME stands for the reason why the name INME is that we believe that every child has infinite potential. So our tagline is Infinite Me. And you'll see on our t-shirts and everywhere there is much, much more in me because we believe that everybody has infinite potential and we can help you tap into it. Then comes our main vertical, which has been there where the founders are mainly more active, which is the experiential learning development program for corporates. We work with the top level CEOs, the CXO levels, which is under Expert, right? So experiential programs over there. Then we have Energize, which works with the middle level professionals, and we have started working with colleges and MBA students also. We actually have 55 children going for a Kedarkanta snow expedition leaving on the 30th of March from a university in Delhi. So these guys are going to be going for the pioneer program of the MBA students, which we are doing. Then is Let's. Let's is a brand which we started in COVID. We never used to have family programs or have adults on our campuses because all our campuses are child centric. They were curated and made for children. So we had to adapt during COVID and we went into the open programs for the families. So when our children are not on the program and we don't have a fixed date departure or school programs going, we can have families coming up we get a lot of families who come on New Year's to our campsites because it's also serene, it's separated out. There is no riffraff. People have a lot of fun. And we've come out with FAM programs also, which will be run on these campsites, which you can get the details from our website for the same. So that's about the company, the kind of work we do. Uh, the founding team, these are founded by alumni of Accelerate and INSEAD in 1996. In 1996, we started as a company called Discovery Camps, which became iDiscovery. And then finally, Eureka Campouts was formed. During that time, there was a split in the partners. And in 2008, we started Inme as a brand name. And 2019, the partners, because we were friends and they all came back together. What you're seeing on the right hand side are the three main people: Tarun Chandna, Gaurav Saklani, and Ronnie Gulati. That's a 1996 photograph. They don't look the same at all, so don't go on that. Right. So these are people who are from Doon School, St. Columbus, Kendriya Vidyalaya, so come from varied backgrounds. And we have Brigadier Ganesh Mukherjee also as a founding partner. We have Shatendra Sen, who is from Amex. All these people left their corporate jobs because they believe that this is what was required. Experiential learning was very much required for children. When we started off Discovery Camp, it was all about getting children to connect back to nature, getting away from the concrete cities, and actually opening up, talking to each other, which slowly and steadily went into life skills. And then finally, now, post COVID, it's more about keeping children away from technology and having a technology free program, right? We want them to be actually doing a detox. We've we do a lot of reading and a lot of research. There's a author called Jonathan Haidt who's written a book called The Anxious Generation, which is actually talking about how mobile technology and laptops, especially social media, is causing a lot of depression in children, and how it's causing a high number of suicide rates also in girls and everything. So just people are, children are more about, seeing what's happening on Instagram, Snapchat, and, thinking that's the life, which is not true. And as you and I know it. We are also on the ATOAI Executive Committee member. ATOAI is the Adventure Tour Operators Association of India. It's the organization which is actually working with the government to get out proper rules and regulation for the adventure line, which have been non-existent for all these years. The first draft is out, and we are hoping that it'll keep evolving. We are also we are connected with the Association of Experiential Education, which is an international organization. We are trying to get certified, and we'll be the second company in India which will be certified of AEE. It's the highest certification in the experiential education line. Our mission is to combine science, safety, and the spirit of adventure to make sure children have a lot of fun but come back learning. So we've had, like I said, we have had 30 years of experience. We started with one location, which was Sitla Khet in 1996. And today we have 20 plus locations, 15 plus activities. More than 130,000 children have experienced us. We get about, combined with the schools and the retail, we do about 10,000 children every year now on. This year, it's actually going to cross that line. We're going to be reaching at least 15,000 this year itself. 300 plus schools have worked with us. These are schools which work regularly with us, and we do a lot of programs with them. 250 plus trained instructors. That's actually 300, more than 300, but 250 plus trained instructors who are tied up with us, who come on our programs. When I say trained instructors, it's not that they are just certified mountaineers, right? And I will come into the safety also, but because we are talking about the trained instructors, I'm going to talk about it here also. That these are not just trained and certified in mountaineering, or like when they're going for scuba diving, these are not just certified scuba divers. They've actually gone through a rigorous training by Inme on child safety, gender sensitivity, how to talk to children, and how it evolves every year. Every year is a learning process. You would have seen it in your children, and if you compare it to your life when you were in the teenage years, it's a world apart, right? I used to go on these camps as a child, and when I used to go, an instructor coming and putting their arm around us was just fine, and now it can be seen as a bad touch. So all those things have to be taken care of, and we have to retrain the instructors every year. We have executed international programs like GABR, which is the Great American Bicycle Ride, which was a 1,000 kilometer cycle run from Seattle to San Francisco. It was the epitome of our programs. Unfortunately, since COVID, we have not been able to launch it. As you know, visas and everything has been a problem. And especially now with Donald Trump being there, it's been chaotic. But it was such a program that it was a self-contained program where children would budget, would actually go through the whole experience of living alone and living for 20 days without their parents and being self-sufficient. We are now a certified company to give WAFA. WAFA is Wilderness Aid First Aid, First Aid Responders, right? We actually certify instructors from even not just from Inme, from other companies also, and other individuals who would like to do Wilderness First Aid. So we are a company which can actually certify in Wilderness First Aid. Okay, coming to the program. It's a 7-day program. We run this in smaller groups. What I mean in smaller groups is that, on our Tons campus, we can actually have up to 90 children together going. Uh, Deep sea adventure, we restrict it to about 25 to 30. We don't take more than that so that individual attention can be given to each child. When they're scuba diving, it's not an easy activity to pick up. It's a little difficult, right? And for that, they have to get license and they have to go through exams. So we want to give full attention to them so that we have enough instructors to actually give individual attention. So when we start off, we have like 4 children per instructor, and this instructor is making sure that this is the diving instructor, not normal instructor. This is the person who will be in the water with them, teaching them the different techniques, how to float, how to breathe properly, what are the different hand signs, because when you're underwater, there is no talking, obviously, because you have a breathing apparatus into your mouth, so you can't speak. So everything is hand signals. Now, the best and the most interesting thing is, for us, this means all okay, right? But when you're diving, this means something has gone wrong, let's go up. This means all okay. So all these things will be taught to them and they'll be tested upon this also. So main activity is going to be deep sea diving, which we're going to do here. There are some team building games which we'll also do. The children will arrive in Port Blair. So the Inme team will actually receive the children at Port Blair. That's the first time we'll meet them. This is on Saturday, on the day of the departure, which is written. So we have already shared your flight details with us. So our instructors will be there. You'll be getting a number one day before the program, which will tell you who will be the person receiving the children on the program at Port Blair. From Port Blair to Havelock, we'll be going in a ferry. Throughout this program, we're going to be in hotel. There are no campsites here. We're going to be in hotels. These are so Andamans actually does not have too much of 5-star rating or 3-star rating. But if I was to rate these hotels, they will all come under 3 to 4-star categories. They are mostly in Port Blair. In Port Blair, it will be a normal hotel. In Havelock, we'll actually have cottages. So children will be staying in cottages over there. Okay. Now, what all entails in the deep sea diving? It'll start with theory sessions. We'll talk about what diving is, how the equipment works. What you're seeing on the top right is where they're getting trained on the different types of equipment, the buoyancy control, the life jackets which they're going to be wearing, the different types of oxygen pipes which go. One is the main pipe, one is connected to the cylinder, the emergency oxygen pipe, a snorkel, how to wear a snorkel. All those things will be taught to them first. So they will get used to understanding how to set up a tank, how to make sure it's all correct, right? We'll go through the theory sessions and practical sessions at the same time, where they'll understand how to do a safety check to make sure that the oxygen is fine, what is the level of oxygen, there are no leakages, and making sure that everything is tight and fixed together. Then they will go for confined dives. When we say confined dives, these are dives which are not too deep, right? They can be in a swimming pool or right next to the beach. This is where they go. They might just be sitting on their knees. They will understand how breathing works, taking a breathe in, breathe out. So we cannot breathe through our noses when we are doing this, right? We have to do it through our mouths. If we breathe through our nose, the mask is going to get fogged up and we won't be able to see. So getting them used to that. and making them understand the different commands. All those things that happen in confined dives. There are two confined dives which you'll be doing. And after that, depending on the certification you're doing, there'll either be two open water dives or four open water dives. Now, these open water dives does not mean that they will be one day one open water dive, then the next day one open water dive. An open water dive by theory and by technical is once you've gone under the water, and when you come back up, when you're out of the water, that's one dive. So they might be doing two dives together in the same session, right? So that's what an open water dive is. When we're going in open water, now depending on the certification, if you're a scuba diver certification, the final dive will be up to 10 to 12 meters. And if you're doing open water, it'll be 16 to 18 meters, which goes, right? So you go much deeper, you see much more of the corals, you'll see a lot more different kind of fish when you're down there. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of fish over here, especially the clownfish, which we all know as Nemo now, the Finding Nemo fish. So there are lots of clownfish over there, and dory. Both are there. So, you're going to see a lot of them. I've seen a manatee while I was diving over there, right? So, it's all about luck, also, what you see. The first time I was doing my open water certification, there was actually a barracuda which went above my head, which was a beautiful thing. And also, once you're underwater, it's a different experience altogether. It's nothing like, I've done a lot of adventure activities. I've done a lot of different types of activities. And when you're underwater, the kind of feeling you have is very different. They'll also be doing snorkeling. Snorkeling is, if you see the bottom picture, the left hand side, do you see this mask, the pipe going up? Now, right now, she's wearing a breathing apparatus which is attached to the oxygen tank. But when you're in shallow water, right, you can actually use a snorkel. Snorkel sticks up the up above the surface of the water, and you're below, right? So you can actually breathe through it and keep swimming and going forward. Uh, Sorry. Then is sea kayaking. Sea kayaking is where we're going to take them into the mangroves. They're going to understand how mangroves work and also how to kayak on the sea, which is very different from kayaking on river or flat water. So that's going to be one more activity there. Other than this, while they're in Port Blair, they'll also be doing a cellular jail visit. While they're in Havelock, they'll do intertidal marine walks. So the amazing part of Andamans is that during high tide, the water is obviously very high and close to our resort, close to our dive center. But when it is low tide, it actually goes away up to about 100 to 200 meters inside. So you actually walk through the beach and you can actually make out what the tides have left, the kind of currents which are there. And you see a lot of different fish which are actually stay on the beach but are only tidal. So when the tide comes in, they come and they bury themselves in the beach, right? And they'll be able to see fossils and corals over there also. There will be stargazing and a sunset hike, which will also be included in this. Obviously, we'll go to the cellular jail, which is what Andamans is famous for. It's what the Sazai Kale Pani used to be, and they'll understand the how the jail worked, how Veer Savarkar, who is the most famous person from this jail, they will actually visit his jail cell, see that, and there's a light and sound and light show, which if weather permits and if everything, sometimes it rains in Andamans. So if the weather is fine, we will go for a sound and light show over there so that they'll get a full experience of the jail itself. Safety, the most important thing which every parent is worried about always. We follow a strict 1:6 instructor to child ratio. So for every six children, there's going to be one instructor. This is a certified Inme instructor. This will also include the diving instructors which are there. So, but when they're diving, it will become almost a 1:4. So we'll actually have more. 1:6 is the minimum guarantee we do. So it could be 1:4, 1:3 also in certain times. Like I mentioned about the in-house trainings on gender sensitivity, also the techniques of what we're doing, first aid, all those things are taught to the instructors. And every year we have a training session. These are all expert. All our transport vendors are vetted. We have been using them for quite some time. The drivers who come, like we'll be using tempo travelers for moving around in Havelock and Port Blair. Those guys are tested for alcohol, and if they've rested well, while there's no overnight travel, but we still test all those things. There'll be a doctor on call. We have a big hospital in Port Blair and in Havelock, so if anything is required, we quickly go to the hospital. It's about a 15 to 20 minute drive over there. It does not take longer than that. Other than that, we also have our in-house Inme doctor on call, so that if anything is going wrong, we can actually call the doctor up and get advice even before we reach the hospital. And a wilderness first aid responder will be on this program 24/7 with them, so that if anything goes wrong, they can start taking care. Okay, accommodation. Yes, it's a luxury hotel, not a campsite like we do. This is the hotel room. These are the real rooms. These are the cottage rooms. 3 children per room with attached bathroom, proper running hot water. Everything is available there. Uh, and travel details, all participants will fly in and out of Port Blair. The group will take the ferry from Port Blair to Havelock on day 2 and return on day 6, right? So during that time, they're going to be, so both the islands are not connected to each other by road. They're quite far off. If you look at the map of Andamans, you will realize Andaman Islands and Nicobar Islands are actually closer to Phuket than they are to the Indian subcontinent, right? So we are very close to that side of there, and Myanmar is just a stone throw away. So they'll actually see a shipwreck, which is there, and if I'm hoping it's there, it was there in October, but they might have cleaned it by now. But there's a shipwreck which is in Havelock of a Myanmar pirate boat which had come and crashed over there, right? So they can also see that. Expectations, parents and children, whoever children is there should know. Parents, please understand, this is a program in we are ensuring that the children step out of their comfort zone. It's not going to be a normal program. The first thing to be stepping out of the comfort zone in today's time is no mobile phone, right? The minute there's no mobile phone, there is no, iPods or anything, iPads, children start, getting jittery. So that's the first out of comfort zone. Other than that, these activities are designed to make sure that the children stretch themselves and actually learn about themselves. And they can only do this when they step out of the comfort zone. If you're in your comfort zone, there is hardly any learning, because then you're very comfortable, right? You don't need to. So the learning comes, and if you look back in your times, you'll realize you learned more when you were out of your comfort zone rather than when you're comfortable. In terms of fitness and preparation, make sure that your child is swimming a little bit. I know it's if you're from Delhi, it's going to be cold, but Bombay, Bangalore, and all, if you're from coming from there, make sure you're swimming a little just to get the habit of swimming, right? You should be knowing swimming for this. If you don't know swimming, you might not get the license, right? They will test you for swimming over there. There is zero tolerance for bullying. If anybody is found bullying, obviously, initially sometimes don't children don't realize they're bullying. So we will point it out. And if that continues, they will be sent back at the parents' cost. No use of substance, obviously. Mahesh, that should have been written no use of substance, not use of substance.
My
So,
bad. I changed it. Yeah.
no use of substance. So any cigarettes, you know, illegal stuff, alcohol, if anything found like that, even herbal cigarettes or vapes, anything found like that, we're going to confiscate it and send the child back immediately. Zero tolerance for that. No junk food or tuck. Now, what we mean by that is, once the children have reached Port Blair, we don't want them having junk food. We want to be able to monitor what they're eating, make sure they're eating healthy, especially because they're going to be diving, right? If they're not having nutritious food, diving drains your energy very fast, right? If you are a swimmer, swimming drains your energy very fast. Junk food does not give you energy, right? And we want you to have nutritious food, which gives you a balanced diet. So we make sure of that, and we make sure you're well fed. We start in the morning at 8 a.m. Depending on what the diving time is, 8 a.m. is breakfast. 9 a.m. is when they go for diving. They'll have a snack in the middle while they're diving. There sometimes we give samosas, bread pakoras, those kind of junk foods we do give. Don't worry about that. But we don't want you having junk like chips and all, which don't give you energy. uh, then lunch, then evening tea, dinner. Now, during this time, if any child is feeling hungry, they have to just come tell us. We'll arrange something for them. It could be a biscuit or some Britannia cakes or something which we'll be carrying. There'll be croissants or some stuff, and we'll give it to them. Don't worry about that. If you want to carry something for the flight, you're very much welcome to, but try to finish it by the time you reach Port Blair. If it's a packed seal thing which can say survive for 6 days, we'll take it from you and give it back to you on the way back. If it's not, our instructors have a fun time and they have a party because we have to finish it that night itself. Other than that, pocket money, there will be shopping opportunities for the children. We will be visiting some markets in Port Blair and Havelock. So if they want to buy memorabilia, they're nice, some seashells or something like that, you should be sending some money. We also will have Inme memorabilia like this T-shirt, which says on the back says Inme is a melon. So all those T-shirts will be available, keychains, bandanas, all those things will be available over there. So send about 3,000 rupees if you want to, 3 to 5,000 rupees so that they can shop also, nothing more. And for the flights, make sure their meals are booked. And if they're not booked, make sure that they have some money for the airport so that they can buy some food. Communication will be through the WhatsApp channel with pictures and text updates. We do have an InMe app, which you would have gotten a link. It's just been launched. We are going to be putting because it's just been launched. We're going to be putting simultaneous updates, one on the WhatsApp channel, which you're going to be following through, and on the InMe app, because it's going to be the first time you're going to be using it starting this Saturday for updates. So once the updates, when we are through from the next program onwards, it will all be there. So the updates come as text updates twice, one at 11 a.m. and one at 6 p.m. These will be telling you what the children are doing as a group, telling you how the weather is, what is the schedule of the day. If they had something interesting for lunch, we'll be talking about that. There'll be group pictures in the morning, and in the evening, we put up to 20 pictures of the day activities. Now, there might be a day your child might not be covered in this photograph. Don't worry, right? Sometimes children hide. Sometimes you've not gotten all the photographs by the time we are uploading because there are different instructors taking from different phones. The next day, we'll make sure they're there. Now, uh, if there is no news, there's good news. So remember that. Now, if there is any problem on the program, right? If your child is sick, if your child is gotten injured or something has gone wrong, we will call you and make you talk to your child. But that doesn't mean that if they have mild fever, mild stomach aches, we're going to call you because those things are normal, especially in that weather. Children do get stomach cramps, children do get a little mild fever. It's fine. We'll be taking care of that. Don't worry. If they, by the way, if they come back home without a scratch or a bruise, do call us. They're going underwater diving. They're going to be going through coral. They're going to be doing an intertidal walk. They're going to be doing sea kayaking. If they're coming back without scratches or bruises, they've not done any activity, right? So make sure you call us if that. But otherwise, if there's a major injury, we will call you. If there's an X-ray required, we will call you. If there's any antibiotics to be given, we will call you. Generic medicines, we do not call you. Like for say mild fever, we might be giving a paracetamol. Stomach ache, if they're say constipation, we might be giving Digene or something. We won't be calling you for that. But for the rest, we will call you and let you know what's happening. Make you talk to your child so that you're also comfortable and the child is also comfortable. Okay, new experiences. We are educating children on screen time. We talk about how screen time takes away from actually learning and discovering themselves. Uh, Hydroponics on camp. This is not does not apply to this program, unfortunately. But they will see mangroves, they'll understand how these floating crops grow over there. They'll see the mangrove fruit and everything, and they'll actually kayak through the mangroves, so they'll understand quite a lot. My quest is learning beyond the camp. If you've logged into the InMe app, there is a thing called My Quest there, which has quests for the children, which are related to making sure that they learn something new depending on their age group, and they can actually earn InMe coins, which can be used in the InMe universe. It can be used for InMe memorabilia, for future camp discounts, for Let's, for Fam Day, all those things, right? So do make sure that your children are looking at it, and if they're interested doing the My Quest, they can earn a lot of points. uh, I have children who are actually, because we have a loyalty coin also, are actually coming free on camp because they've done their MyQuests, which we had launched, and they've gotten loyalty coins also. Loyalty coins is that for every time a child attends an Inme program, they're going to get 2,500 rupees, 2,500 coins, right? So every time your child comes back from a program, their account gets, your household actually gets updated with 2,500 coins. Now, if there are any children who are here from beforehand, you would have already known about the loyalty coins, which are a one time we have given a bonus for the past programs. But going forward, starting from 2026, all these coins are going to be valid for the next 5 years. So you can take this discount. These are also, or use them for merch. These are also transferable to your friends or referrals if you want. There's also a referral scheme. Now, if you refer a new person who's not been to INME, you get referral coins. You get 5,000 coins for every referral you get into the system. Also, if the referral is signing up, they get a 2,000 rupees instant discount. And we've introduced fam days where the families have come. So we have even the underage children. So while we started nine, for fam days, even 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds are coming. It's a whole experience for the family to bond together, to have a very different experience, and everybody be out of their comfort zone and actually discover themselves as a family. Okay, I think I'm done, right, Mahesh?
Yes, sir. Done.
Uh, Before I get into the diving form, let me take some question answers. Are there any question answers? Yes, Ayush.
Okay, sir. Sir, so I have done this diving course before, and
Okay.
I did this last year. And the diving forms which were sent last year, they had all my details like printed on them. But and they were approximately, I think, 12 to 14 pages long. But the
Yeah.
diving forms I've received this year are way shorter. So, is there
Yes.
any reason for that?
So the app, you would have gotten an app link also, right?
Yes, sir.
So most of the 15 pages is already
Hmm.
in the app, already
Ah,
pre-filled for you,
Okay,
right?
so on the other app.
Yeah. So the app, so this is mainly the medical part and the waiver part, which we need, right? So most of the stuff is already taken and fed into the app. So you have to log into the app. This form is basically, if you read about it, it's more about the waiver and also your medical, right? If you
Yeah.
don't have any medical and you clicked all no's, then you anyways have to skip most of the form, right?
And my
I'll take you through
other
the form.
question,
Don't worry. Yeah.
I have
just
one more
one
question.
sec. So, sorry, Ayush. So I just wanted to let you know that we are completely aware on your Ansh and Vivan's opting of the open water, and we've had a word with the SI people and the Dive India, the institution who is gonna be doing this for us. Where that you've already done your open water, you've done it twice with us, so they're aware on this, and they're looking for a refresher plus fun dive. They're gonna be doing an advanced course for you, but your friends will be doing an open water certification.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Um,
Okay. Neha?
yeah. So my
Uh,
next question, uh,
Oh, sorry,
I have one
Ayush.
more
I
Sorry,
question.
thought you were
sorry.
over. Sorry,
No,
Ayush. I
sir, I
thought
have
you were
one more
over.
question.
Sorry, Neha, ma'am. I'll just come back to you. Yeah, Ayush.
Okay, sir. So I'm aware that you've introduced this new referral scheme, and I just wanted to know that is there any reason that we are getting the coins for the referral credited after the camp?
So Ayush, what if you refer somebody and that person never shows up? They might register and cancel right now, na?
Valid point.
Right? So that's why the minute they go to the camp, so my app will have an attendance. The minute they go to the camp, you get 5,000 points.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Miss Neha.
Hello, sir.
Mahesh, can you respond to the chat, please? Yeah, Miss Neha.
Yeah.
So like two of my boys are going. This will be their first time. So one of them is slightly asthmatic, has not suffered much since 3, 4 years. So is there
Okay.
any extra medication do I send along with him, like maybe his cough
Ma'am,
kit or
you will,
something?
so if he has asthma, you have to get a clearance from a medical
Yeah.
examiner,
No,
right?
he
So
doesn't
you,
have it
when you,
now. He had it. But
So, ma'am,
yes, of
still
course,
for that, because see, diving is not, a normal activity, right? They're going to go underwater. They're going to be doing different types of breathings, right?
correct.
So, if they have ever had asthma, we just need a medical clearance. Any doctor, any physician can give it to you. So, it's not an issue.
So any particular
Um,
test that he needs to go through?
no, so they just need to carry their. He doesn't use an inhaler anymore.
Nothing, nothing. He's absolutely
So,
normal.
yeah,
But yes, I do. Wherever I go, I do carry because I do feel scared it can trigger.
yeah. So, if he can just carry an inhaler just in case he needs, otherwise, we will have an inhaler and nebulizer also on the program.
All right, all right.
Okay.
And so, how serious is the theory part that these kids have to learn?
Is your child around? Very serious.
Yes, my child is around. And they're like 95 pages learn karna hai mujhe. Oh my God. That's the
There are
reaction.
videos also. The same thing is in video format also.
So that means they have to learn, right?
Yeah, yeah, they have to learn.
They have to learn.
Is he doing open water or scuba diver?
They're going for deep sea. I'm okay with both. I mean, for my section, it is showing open water optional or maybe extra
Yes.
chargeable,
So
maybe.
if you have not taken open water,
It's a scuba diver.
he needs to only read 45 to 50 pages. He doesn't need to read the rest 45.
So is there an extra charge? Do I have to pay if I could let him go for open water?
Yes, ma'am. You would have actually had to tell us before because we need to because now the sign in has done. The thing is gone to SSI already.
So
So
I
we'll
spoke
actually
to
have to check.
Deepti ma'am who was helping us out here, but she had no clue about it. Actually, initially my Inme camps were done by somebody called Vinita, and then she's left Inme.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
got through another person, and now she was not talking. But I never had a word with her on call. So it is
Okay.
all
So
WhatsApp.
Mahesh, can you call up ma'am post this meeting and just take her through
Yeah,
the
I'll
whole
take
thing?
this up. I'll take
Thank
yeah.
you.
this up.
So Mahesh will call you
Okay.
right after this.
And
Thank you.
in
Thank you
fact,
so
I'm
much.
I'm in touch with the Dive Institute also for the forms and everything. I will just check with them, and if we can upgrade to open water, I'll help you with that.
And by the way, ma'am, once they have a scuba diver's license, they can actually upgrade whenever it doesn't matter, right?
So
They
they
can
can tell you
upgrade.
there itself.
No, ma'am.
Uh,
They'll have to do another dive and everything. So these okay. So there are different levels of. Sorry,
Okay.
Divina, I'll just come to you. So for everybody to understand, in diving there are certain levels, right? They start with what is called the scuba diver experience, right? Which is they don't get a license, but they go up to 6 meters. Then is the scuba diver license, which is up to 10 meters. They can dive all over the world with a dive master. So it's compulsory to dive with a dive master. Next is open water, which they can go up to 18 meters anywhere in the world. And they can upgrade. So once you're a scuba diver license, you can upgrade whenever you want in the future, right? So you can go to a dive institute and get an open water diver. After that, after if they want to go ahead of this, there is an advanced water diving, which includes night diving and everything. And then they can become a master diver, then an instructor, and then a dive central master. So all those things are there. So there are different levels which they can go up to, right? But it starts with the scuba experience, then scuba diver license, and the open water license. Open water license is the third level in this. So if they want to, perfect. We'll be very happy to change it, and Mahesh will help you on that, right? So he'll take you through this after this. Divina.
Hi, sorry, this is Mihir.
Okay, Mihir, sorry. Your
Uh,
name was Divina, so I
I
had to
know,
call
I
you
know, I know
Divina.
that my daughter has been using my phone. Tia, my daughter, is coming there. So, two things
Okay,
that I wanted to clarify, that she has certain medicines that she needs to take every day in the night. So, she'll be carrying with her. So,
okay.
since we will not be able to communicate with the kid, I just wanted someone to give her a reminder on a daily basis that,
Uh,
at 8:30 or 9:30 post dinner, she's supposed to take those medicines.
this
Uh,
is TIA.
TI.
Tia Vasa, I'm aware, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
medical says it.
So
Once
that
Uh,
is
once
one.
it is in the medical.
no, I'll take a note from them. This
Yeah.
is
So, sir, Mahesh will. I'll just
Yeah, I'll just
Mahesh.
give you
Can
the
you just
yeah, I'll give you
yeah,
the
Mahesh.
details of the
Yeah,
medicine and how
Mahesh, can you
much
just put
is to be
your
taken.
number so
I'll
that
do that.
sir can just send everything to you? So we have a file which goes to the camp, sir,
Yes,
which has all the medical details, and the instructor keep an eye on who needs to be medicated, what medication is there, what time it has to be given. So they make sure
right.
of that.
Okay, that is one. Second is she's got glasses, numbers. So
Okay.
how does this work during scuba?
What is her power, sir?
I think it's three now.
Three.
Negative
Okay.
3 and negative 3.5.
Uh,
Hi,
just
Tia.
one question, sir. Sorry. So, Tia, earlier we got different updates, and then
No, we
today
just got
I
this
just got the fresh one.
tested.
Huh.
We just got it tested day before yesterday after sending the details.
Correct.
So we just got it tested and we got the new specs just this morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
So,
messaged Aditya sir
Aditya.
regarding this. Yeah, I
Correct.
told him that we
okay.
just got it tested and I sent
Okay.
him the new
Okay.
numbers.
Relax.
So we've received it
Relax.
today.
Relax. We have powered masks over there also,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Same for Nisha. You have to let us know beforehand so that we make sure those are there, right? There is an auto adjustment for most of the people, right? Like 1 or 2 power, you actually don't need it because when you go into the water, because of the fraction of the light,
Hmm.
eyes are just much better, right? But for 3, there will be a powered mask over there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. These two.
And and just to confirm, left 3 and right 3.5 are the new numbers that I've received.
Minus.
Minus
Tia,
3.5.
you have the numbers?
Yeah,
Tia,
so I will
Mahesh's number
share
is
it.
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mahesh's
We
number is
just
here.
I'll
message
Just
it to
share
WhatsApp
Mahesh,
it.
sir.
it.
Yes, please.
Ji.
Both the
Yes,
things, the
okay.
medicines and this, both.
Yes.
Just message it. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Can you message me?
Yeah. Meher, do you have anything else
No, that's it.
other
That's it.
than?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Seema?
Yeah, hi. So same thing with Ansh. Ansh has to take his thyroid medicines every morning. And there has to be a 30-minute gap between his meal, the first meal, and the thyroid medicine. While he'll take it, but if someone can just just ask him whether that's taken or not, that will be helpful every morning.
Yeah. So,
Because that
ma'am,
30-minute
had you
break
mentioned
is
this in the application when you were filling it?
I would have mentioned the
Perfect.
yes, the thyroid and the medicine. I would have mentioned that.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
irrespective, just message once to Mahesh,
will
right?
do.
So that
Yeah,
we make sure that it's in the medical file, so that we make
sure,
sure of that.
sure.
Okay. Thank you. Mahesh Adit has minus 2.5 in both. Nisha has already mentioned in the form. Even Rajvi's number is shared. Okay, perfect. If there are no more questions, I'm just going to open the. Okay, Mansi, Manasi or Mansi? I don't know, but you're on mute if you're talking to me.
Parents have received all the numbers of iPower from the Google form that you were shared and submitted. I have it for all. We are just waiting for one entry to come in. That's Mahika. The rest we've received all the details that you've submitted, all of these details on the Google form. So I have it, and this is shared with the uh, diving school as well.
Okay, Mansi Piplani, you're on mute again. I think you tried to unmute, but it went to mute. No, Nisha, they'll have to decide beforehand because the app has to change and we have to send the form, we have to send the application to SSI. SSI is based out of Australia, so we have to send it beforehand. And once the program starts, it will be very difficult to change that. Mansi, can you just, if you can't unmute, you can type out the message, the question, I'll answer it.
Nipun, can I ask a question?
Yes, Mitu.
Yeah, so can you, in a nutshell, give a 101 on open diving versus scuba diving, and
Okay, I'll give it to you.
so that we can take a decision now?
Totally. Mahesh, can you open that file you had open?
Yeah.
Okay. So the basic scuba diver course is the first level, which I was talking about, which is not here. So the scuba, so Mansi, yes, they'll refresh for that. That's qualified. I've had done from my paddy and I've done SSI refresher this year. Uh, the scuba diver certification is where we are teaching them the same curriculum which is taught in open water, but there's one confined water dive and two open water dives, which is different from when you go to the open water certification. Over here, they can dive up to 12 meters maximum anywhere in the world. If you do the open water, right, first of all, your confined water dives are one, but you'll have two extra open water dives. So you're going to be doing four open water dives instead of two. And your depth limit will be extended to 18 meters, right? So you'll also master dive planning, refine buoyancy control, underwater navigation, and advanced safety procedures. This, again, once you're certified, you'll be qualified to dive around the world, right? So now, just 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 to make it clear, if you're a scuba diver certification, right? Every like Mansi also wrote, right? If you're certified in diving, if you've not dived in 2 years, right? If you've not had a dive in 2 years, you have to do a refresher course because things change, right? So you do a refresher course, and during that refresher course, if you want to upgrade your license, say from scuba diver to go to open water, or if you're open water and you want to start night diving and ship diving, right? Shipwreck diving, you have to go to advanced open water. So, you can do these while you're doing your refresher course, and these can be done through any dive center in the world. Even if you're a PADI certified or SSI certified, you can go to the other one and get your certification up. So I am a PADI open water certification certified, but I've done my refresher from SSI Mansi, which I'm eligible, and PADI has also recognized it. So is that clear, Mitu, or do you need more information on that?
Clear, clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm just
Mit-
gonna share my
One
screen
last
and
question, Nipun. So,
yes.
if we decide to move from scuba to open water, what is the like? I believe we have to pay 8,000 rupees extra. Is that so?
No, ma'am, 15,000.
15,000. And
Yes.
how many number of dives is there in the current program versus how many will be there in open?
Ma'am, so there will be one confined dive in both, right?
One confined dive in
Two,
both.
two open waters in the scuba diver certification, and four open water dives in the open water. So there'll be two additional dives.
Two. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Shruti.
Yeah, so just wanted to ask, they are first timers. Hence, I think we are doing the basic scuba dive course, right?
Ma'am, the scuba
uh,
diver certification.
The scuba
Certificate.
diver, that is DSA 1 to 3, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
DSA
Just
1 and 3. I don't know why they've written hyphen in the first one. Oh, yeah, because scuba diver is on both. Scuba diver is actually in all three programs, DSA 1, 2, 3, right? So
okay.
the DSA 1 is scuba diver and open water, which is also for the senior age group. When we go to the junior age group, it's for the basic scuba diver and upgraded to scuba diver.
Okay. So if the kids want to do from scuba diver, they can opt for open water certification, but ideally, because it's their first
Ma'am,
time,
your voice.
it would be preferred to go for us. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. So scuba
Yeah.
diver, yeah, yeah. Scuba diver, they're gonna get the similar experience, right?
Okay.
Except from 12 meters, they'll stop at 12 meters. Actually, they'll go up to 14. They say 12 meters, they still go
Okay.
up to 14, right? And the
Okay.
open water will go up to 18 to 20 meters at least.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
so 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 just to simplify, the first is just a certification course, but that certification is only valid for 6 months. Within that 6 months, you have to make sure that you're getting your licensing done. Now, scuba
That's
diver
for
is
DSA
level.
2, by the way. That's
Yeah.
for the juniors.
Yeah, and level one is the scuba diver certification, which is 12 to 14 meters into the water, and the level two is again 18 to 20. The reason why we generally recommend the level one is because if the kids are doing level one with us, this license remains with you. There's no time constraint of 6 months like the certification. You can do your second dive whenever, either with us or whenever they're out with you on a family holiday, and you can do your next open water dive whenever you're diving again. So that's the idea that we generally follow, but you can always, they give an open option to upgrade to any of your choice.
Nisha, can you carry cabin bags? No suitcases or trolleys. They have to carry these bags. The walk to the ferry from where we enter the ferry port is at least 200 to 300 meters. There's no trolleys to take them, right? And the path is not very comfortable for you to drag suitcases. So that's why either a rucksack or a duffel bag. Cabin bags, if you mean backpacks and they can fit in two backpacks, I'm good with that, right? But I would suggest that make sure they have at least a 50-liter rucksack or a duffel bag. It's just more comfortable for them. Okay, I'm just going to share my screen again and take you through the form. Okay, so this is the the form, right? As you can see, as the people who had filled it before from 16, we brought it down because it's mainly the medical form which we need now, right? So you need to go through this. You have to fill in, you have to have your participant name on the top and then the date of birth. Uh, so if you have had any lungs problem, even if asthma was before, you have to click this yes and get a thing from the doctor, right? Even thyroid, you'll need to get a clearance from the doctor. Any general physician can give it to you. Obviously, nobody here is over 45 years of age, thankfully, even not me. So, we can just click no over there. If you struggle to perform moderate exercise, swim 2 meters, it is not recommended to do scuba diving. So you should actually consider. If you have problem with your eyes, when we say eyes, we don't mean power, right? We mean other people have some different problem. They might have too much of sty, or they might have a blood vessel going wrong in the eye. Those are a problem. If you have any ear problem or nasal passages or sinus problems, it's not recommended to do scuba diving, right? Ear blockage, you can actually lose your hearing if you are doing scuba diving, if you have an ear infection or anything. So make sure you're very clear on this one, and we want everybody to be safe. If you've had a surgery in the last 12 months, or if you've lost consciousness, all these things. So if you pressed yes, except to I'm over 45 years of age, if you've done yes to anything, please make sure you get a doctor's clearance, right? Uh, Participants have to sign here, the date on the date of signing, the participant name, date of birth, instructor name, and facility name. This, please leave this part, the third part, please leave it, that we will be filling. You don't need to fill. Okay. Now coming to page 2, again, participant name and date of birth on the top. Now you have to just continue. Okay, sorry. This you can ignore. So yeah, this only if you have pressed yes to other than I am over 45. If you press yes to anything, please make sure you're filling these boxes accordingly. So as you see on the top, if you've done yes to one, you have to go to box A. If you've done, I've had problem with my eyes or anything, you have to do to box C. So all those things. So box C have sinus energy, ear disease, or ear anything, recurrent sinus eye surgery. uh, if you have high blood pressure or anything, so you have to put these things, right? If you have just pressed, if you don't have anything, you can leave this blank, and then you're done, right? Make sure you've signed on the top, and over here, make sure when you come to page 4, then, okay? So this, because they're going to be the younger, they're going to be below 18. This, the parent will have to sign first name, last name, and that you over here, put on this gray box, you'll put your child's name and that you understand, and that Dive India over here, you have to put Dive India, the name of the training center. You can leave it blank. We can also fill it later for you. Below, the participant's name, participant signature, the date of sign, then the parent signature, parent name, parent signature, and the date. Then going to page 5, first name and last name of yours, of the child, sorry, over here, right? And then again, participant's name, participant signature, date, parent name, parent signature, and date, right? The youth addendum, which is the waiver form, the first name and last name of the participant, and then again participant name, participant signature, date. So every page on the top, sorry, my bad, even on page 4, this is the participant first name and last name, right? So every page, participant first name and last name on the top. Over here, this is going to be the parent allowing this, sorry, the student name over here, and the parent name and signature on the bottom always. Make sure each page has the signature. Otherwise, Dive India will refuse to give a license. So make sure that every page is signed. And this hard copy is soft copy you can send to Mahesh, and the hard copy please send with your child to the camp. Is there any question on this?
Yeah, can I check one thing? The form, the page number 3, we don't have to get any doctor's certification unless we have marked any of those earlier boxes.
See, I would
Yes.
really suggest if you have a general physician on board, right? If you have a general physician on call, there's never harm in getting this done. It's much better, right? Because they know the medical history of your child. They'll be able to advise you also. Otherwise, we don't need this unless somebody has pressed yes to anything on the top.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I saw a hand up. Somebody's hand up. No. Okay, parents. Lovely talking to you. If you don't have any questions, thank you so much. You can log off and your children will have a blast and we will get tortured. Don't worry. But if you have any questions, please, you can ask. And thank you so much.
Sorry, one last question,
Yes.
Mr. Seema. Ansh is going to be carrying a cell phone purely from the point of coordination on the
Yeah, yeah. So the
drop
cell
and
phone will
pick
take
up.
in Port Blair.
So you guys will take it and give it back, right? All right.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So
Perfect.
everybody has to carry a phone for coordination, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Ayush, Tia, your hands are up. If you have any questions, you're very much
Yes,
welcome
I
to
have a
ask.
question.
Yes.
So like, who's gonna be the main person conducting this camp? Like the head coordinator?
Why? Why?
I just want to know.
Do you know
He
Atul?
Yes, he was the
Atul is
coordinator
not
last.
there.
he's doing this for the third time, Nipun.
Yeah, yeah. So Atul is there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, okay. No further questions.
Okay. Tia,
Yes. So one thing, do I have to get an ENT checkup done prior to leaving on Saturday?
do you have a nose thing?
No.
You just have eyes, right? The power in your eyes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not an issue.
So I
But
don't
we'd
have to
sent
get
a
the
mess.
ENT.
What, Mahesh?
We'd send the message along with the Google form saying that if they want to get one.
Yeah. So if you have an eye issue where they're different from just power, it's always better to get doctor clearance. And anyways, a doctor clearance is always better. But if you don't have anything other than the eye problem, the eye power, then you don't need to.
No, I don't
If
have
you can,
anything regarding
yeah.
that.
So if you're on just basic medicines, I don't know what medicines you're on, but if it's anything related to sinuses or lungs or any medical blood group or anything, then you have to get clearance from the doctor.
Okay. So if I don't have to get the ENT done, then what do I have to fill page 3 of the form, the evaluation result?
No, no,
No. So let's leave the page blank.
yeah,
Okay. Perfect.
okay. Shruti,
Yeah, hi, sorry, but Kiana has had that surgery, the wrist fracture. So just
okay.
want to be sure, what am I filling in this form? It's
Okay.
on the page, it's on the first page. It'll be this one, right? I've had a surgery within the last month, right? The f
So she had a surgery or she
he
just
had
had a
a
wrist
he
fracture?
had a just a
Sorry,
wrist
he.
fracture, and
No, that's not a
that's
surgery.
not a surgery, right?
No, 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 that's not
So,
a surgery.
so then there is no mention over here, right?
Nothing. His range of motion, range of motion is all good. No, the ROM.
Yeah,
But Nips, we've already gotten a note from doctor, and
doctor.
as
Yeah.
Junaid sir has suggested to still share the doctor's approval note. But we have a note from the doctor
Okay.
saying he's fit to dive, so we are still going to be sharing that.
Okay. Perfect.
So rest all I'll put and I'll attach the doctor's note. That's it,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Done.
So don't need an evaluation on anything on this,
No,
right?
no. So you already gotten the doctor's approval, right? So you don't
Yeah.
need it.
The
Okay.
note says fit for diving.
Yeah, note
Mm.
says fit for diving. And he's
Perfect.
going to be carrying a duffel bag.
Okay.
So this is suggested keeping his hand situation in mind. He's going to be avoiding kayaking, and we've allowed for a trolley bag to make it a little easier on carrying
That's
luggage.
that
Yeah.
Junaid will handle. Atul will handle.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Sorry, I think I missed the first part, but I think most of it was just what the camp was all about, right?
Yeah.
Ma'am, we've
The
recorded this.
first.
I'll share it with
Yeah.
you.
Okay, great. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks. Mahesh has been a great help.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Pankaj Goenka, Neha Goenka. If no questions, I'm gonna end the meeting.